All right, so next pretty popular question, Andrew and a few others are asking, what are the best ways to increase open rates and achieve better impact? David, I'll go with you first.
So the two things that determine the open rate are the from field and the subject line. And there's a third one, which I'll get in just a second. So the from field, who is this from? So do people know you by your name? Do people know you by your company name? So in our case, for example, people know the name David Fisher, but they also only know Solutions for Growth. So the newsletters that we send out say in the from field, Solutions for Growth - David Fisher. So there's a 50-50 chance that you recognize a name. So think of your company, how are you recognized? The other thing is the subject line. The subject line should not be March newsletter. Oh, it's March, I know it's a newsletter, right? So the subject line needs to tell the person why they should open the email. You can use humor, you need to be specific, don't lie in the subject line, and just keep it short and sweet and give me a reason why I should open that email. The third thing is more of a long-term approach, and it's something called sender reputation. And that takes place over time. And if I keep receiving emails from a company and the content of that email is good and interesting and has value, when I see it in my inbox, I'm going to say, oh yeah, look, there's an email from that company. I'm going to open it because there's something in there that I'm going to find interesting. So it goes back to what Dave and Stephanie were mentioning at the beginning, which is value. Put value in your emails. So in people's minds, you are a sender with a high reputation, and there's a high likelihood that I'm going to open the emails and take action on them.
Perfect. Dave, anything you'd like to add to what David said?
Yeah, I think it's just a good idea too to, in addition to those things, is test some things, right? And I think this is the mentality that we have to get into, is that like not everything's going to work for everybody, not everything's going to work for your audience, and so it's really about finding the best practices that work for you, and you do that by testing things. And I saw a question come in here: is when will we have more options for emojis and subject headers? And that's one thing to test. Do emojis work? To answer that question specifically, there are some that we offer, but I'm forgetting the name of the site, but there's a site that has like all of these different emojis, and depending on your computer, I know like the Apple computers have an emoji clipboard. You can always cut and paste those right into the subject line, and those will work as well, just for those of you playing along home. But I think it's also thinking about, is there a word that is bracketed at the beginning that might make more sense? Is it a capitalized, one word capitalized, and I think get you something more? I think this will be more meaningful to you as you have more and more contacts to kind of, have an impact on like the slight differences there. But other than testing those things and doing those, I agree 100% with David in terms of like people open things because of who they know. And then from there, it's, just tell me what's in the email so I know whether or not that's something that's pertinent to me specifically. That's always going to be your best bet.
And I believe that website is called Emojipedia, which I will grab a link for after the session and include it in the follow-up email. So